Please play in a well-lit room while sitting or standing as far from the screen as possible. Like this? Yo! I know this is a bit of a different style of gaming than what you or I are even used to on the channel, but as much as I love Castlevania, I've actually never completed the first handful of games. It wasn't until like the PS2 era with Lament of Innocence and Curse of Darkness that I really started falling in love with the series. And even later on, like with Castlevania Judgment on the Wii and Lords of Shadows on PS3, which I've actually never finished those either. But along with Devil May Cry and Resident Evil, I guess I'm adding Castlevania to the list of classics that I haven't played, or at least completed, because I've for damn sure have completed all 5 Devil May Cry games, and I've completed I don't know how many Resident Evil games, at least up until 4 to like 6. My dad's the one who got me into Castlevania. He tells me stories all the time about him and my uncle playing this for hours after they got off of school, and I can see why. Like off camera, for the past few days, I've been trying my fucking hardest to beat this game without saves or continues, without getting hit. It's just not happening. I'm just straight up not used to platforms like this anymore, because I wasn't born in this era of video games. You know, I'm a late 90s baby. Very late 90s baby. So I grew up with all the 2000s stuff. God, music in this game is so fucking good. I really honestly love it, like genuinely. It reminds me of my dad a lot. The 80s were more his time, and like I said, he's always telling me stories about all the stuff that went on back then. Like anytime we're watching something like Stranger Things and they show like old bags of Doritos or cereal boxes, he'd be like, I remember those. And I can see it click in his eyes. You know, stuff like this, this music and stuff kind of takes me there too, you know. Even though I wasn't around for it, you know, it's kind of like I get to experience a little piece of that era through the games he loved. I'm gonna backtrack it to the cereal talk. What is y'all's top like 3 cereals? For me, easily, in no particular order. I could literally I could eat these in any kind of order. Honeycomb, Cookie Crisp, and Cinnamon Crunch. Apple Jacks is kind of an honorable mention. Well, actually, there's 2 other ones. As I've gotten older, I've learned to appreciate Honey Nut Cheerios and Frosted Flakes. They're simple, but they hit. And speaking of like, you know, food and snacks and shit, it's crazy, you know, now seeing all the different types of snacks America's trying to come up with. Oreos and Reese's Cup, like, together in their own separate things too. I think for Oreos, it's like they have like Reese's peanut butter cups like inside the filling or something. I don't know. And then Oreos or Reese's Cups, they have little Oreo fillings in their Reese's Cup now. Just America trying to find new ways, you know, to give us sugar in different shapes, bro. Cereal reminds me of being a kid and just watching all them Saturday morning cartoons, bro. But I'm a late 90s baby. I grew up with all the 2000s stuff, you know, all the 2000s classics. What were y'all top 3 for top 3 to 5 Saturday morning cartoons? Doesn't gotta be from the 2000s. It's just I grew up in the 2000s, but either way, because I'm gonna say one of them that's from the 70s. So, but my favorite cartoons, top 3 would have to be. Number 1 would have to be Ed, Edd n Eddy. If it was Saturday morning, bro, like, I mean, Ed, Edd n Eddy, you know, Scooby-Doo, you know, Digimon on Fox Kids. God, do y'all remember Fox Kids, bro? Golly, do y'all remember Jetix? So many go-to channel. I didn't really grow up on Nickelodeon or Disney. No, I grew up on Disney Channel. It was just Nickelodeon. Like, I missed all the classics on Nickelodeon. I didn't watch Avatar. I didn't watch Danny Phantom. I didn't watch Drake and Josh, iCarly. I didn't watch none of that. Disney Channel and Cartoon Network were more my thing. You know, because Disney Channel had, you know, like the Sweet Life of Zack and Cody, The Sweet Life on Deck, That's So Raven, Hannah Montana, The Wizards of Waverly Place, Dave the Barbarian, American Dragon Jake Long. Disney was just there for like the funny, you know, for the most part. Plus, they would show, you know, like the theatrical Disney movies every now and again. and that was cool. Now, as for Cartoon Network, now that is a powerhouse of cartoons. I mean, Scooby-Doo, Ed, Edd n Eddy, Samurai Jack, Powerpuff Girls, Pokemon, Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends, Dexter's Lab, Johnny Bravo, you know, I Am Weasel, fucking Cow and Chicken on Boomerang, you know, stuff like that. Damn, do y'all remember Boomerang? Do y'all remember those fucking, like, them bumpers with the fucking, what are they, like lo-fi beats or 808 beats? Like, dude, this one in particular. Dude, that one just hit so good. I remember waking up in like a cold sweat at like 12 a.m., like midnight, just seeing that on Boomerang. And I mean, I don't remember being scared of it at all. I just thought it was kind of cool, like seeing all the different kinds of toys and shit. And plus, the beat is a fucking bop, bruh. I'm gonna just pop in the DVD later and go watch it, because I've been on a Scooby-Doo binge here lately. I've been watching a lot of Scooby-Doo Where Are You? I've been really enjoying it. Like I've been loving like just going outside to get high and then just coming back and then just enjoying me some Scooby-Doo. Shit, I even have the first season of Digimon on Blu-ray, and the old the first Digimon movie on VHS. I still have my copy. I still have a lot of copies of my old VHS movies or VHS tapes of God damn, I cannot speak. I still have a lot of my VHS tapes from my childhood, which should tell you how old I am, because I still own my childhood VHS tapes. Are any of you even old enough to know what VHS tapes even are, or how to use a VCR? Be Kind Rewind, Blockbuster Friday Nights. Fuck, I'm showing my age. The other day, I pulled out 2 long-ass white hairs out of my skull. Not gray, white. I'm in my mid-20s, bro. I shouldn't be seeing pure white hair yet. But life just be stressing me, bro. Stress the fuck out of me. Like this fucking game. I fucking fully forget how unforgiving these NES to SNES era games are with their platforming and level design. You just cannot rush through this like modern action games or any kind of modern game. Like, I'm so used to running and gunning, hacking and slashing, straight bullshitting, right? Here, you gotta fucking be patient, plan your jumps, make sure you don't fuck up your forward path, because you fuck up and you're right back at the start. Well, you fuck up too many times and you're right back at the start, but it still sucks, like, dying regardless, because, like, when you restart, you're given nothing. Like, your whip is, like, it's fucking limp, shrimp dick, fucking whatever. And then you get, like, no hearts. You could be at the very end where, like, the boss is, and you got nothing except a shrimp dick whip and no hearts. Speaking of the NES, that came out back in what, like 85? And then the SNES was like 1991. Yeah, that was just a bit before my time. That's my dad's time. My time was the GameCube and PS2. And the only memories that I have of GameCube are watching my older cousins play the Resident Evil remake and me being scared shitless. Because they would play it in the fucking dark, and I would just sit there with them and just watch them play it. But after that, they'd switch to Smash Brothers Melee, and they'd ask me to play, but they'd be like, all right, so we're gonna quote unquote go for a walk, aka smoke weed. Which honestly I totally relate to now. Speaking of, I'll see y'all after these messages, because I'm gonna go on a little walk real quick.
Everyone loves a good mystery, just like Scooby and the gang. You're watching Scooby-Doo on Boomerang.
Boo! Sorry, I had to. But as for the PS2 days, obviously I was there day one. But granted, I was like 2, 3 at the time. I was probably shitting my diapers. But my dad was the gamer back then. Of course, he got one. Plus, the PS2 was a DVD player, which back then was like huge, because standalone DVD players were like $500 to like $800 for whatever reason. So having a device that played games and DVDs was mind-blowing. But my real earliest memories with video games start with the PS1. And I played WWF, SmackDown 2, Know Your Role, Mortal Kombat Trilogy with my dad. I remember asking my mom to basically finish like the Rayman and the Spiral levels for me, because I was just an incompetent ass fucking like 3-year-old. But my anxiety, that shit started with Dino Crisis. Think Resident Evil, but with dinosaurs. And it's as terrifying as it sounds, because the raptors, they fucking run full speed at you, and you hearing them claws hitting the ground loud as hell. And that music that just literally sounds like anxiety put into musical form. But funny enough, I actually never finished it. It's another game that I haven't finished. Once I get a capture card, the first games I really want to complete are what I think are the holy trinity of PS1 survival horror. And I could be wrong, so I mean, tell me your list if you have your own list. But my list is Dino Crisis, Resident Evil, and Silent Hill. None of those games I have completed. I have for sure played, I just have not finished because I was just too chicken shit of a child. Now I'm a grown-ass man. So I mean, hopefully, like I said, I get a capture card soon so I can, you know, start doing that, because it'd be kind of cool to actually finish Dino Crisis and Silent Hill for the first time in my life. Because I also have never played or finished Silent Hill. I've never finished Silent Hill 2, or I've never finished Silent Hill. I haven't finished Silent Hill 2, 3, 4. I haven't finished any of them. I've played them for sure, and I've had them, but I was just too chicken shit. And maybe after all of those are done, I'll throw in Rayman, Spyro, and Final Fantasy. Rayman, yeah, I definitely haven't finished. Spyro, definitely haven't finished. Final Fantasy, never even played. I haven't played a single Final Fantasy game in my life. It has never, it's never like intrigued me in the absolute slightest. I've never been much of a JRPG or RPG gamer. I do want to experience it at some point. You know, just checking off all the classics I've somehow missed. I want to backtrack a bit to the WWF stuff, or you know, the WWE now. What were y'all's favorite wrestlers growing up? As a kid, mine were The Rock and the Texas Rattlesnake, aka Stone Cold Steve Austin, Kane, and the motherfucking Undertaker. Those were like my Mount Rushmore of wrestling. Now, it's mostly the same, excluding The Rock. It's kind of shifted around a little. Like, grown me now, I love 90s Kane. When he had the red and black outfit with the flames and the mask, that shit was prime World Wrestling Federation. I tried to say that like 6 times without fucking it up, and it barely worked on that last time. And then Stone Cold, and then Undertaker. Kane and Stone Cold are like a very close second. And then all the like literal and then all the little honorable mentions like Triple H, the Hardy Brothers, specifically long hair Triple H. God, my fucking body aches just thinking about all the injuries I sustained, quote unquote, wrestling with my friends and cousins. Basically a bunch of fucking 7 to 13-year-olds just beating the fuck out of each other over a $30 Walmart championship belt. We were serious about it too. Fucking us as kids take their fucking fake titles very seriously, apparently. And then we play this other game that we like to call basically just Power Rangers. It'd be a group of like 6 of us pretending to fight, right? Someone would be like, yo, let me try something real quick. And then suddenly they're trying to full on suplex you. It'd be like it'd be basically a 3v3. Because like no one wanted to be the girl rangers, so it was just like, you know, the red, blue, and green ranger versus like, you know, putties or whatever. What about y'all? Which Power Ranger would you be? For me, in a heartbeat, I'd take the Quantum Ranger, bruh. No contest. Instant upgrade. No questions asked. First off, I get the Quantum Defender. Okay, that thing is so fucking cool. I mean, it's a blaster, first off. Second off, it turns into a sword. Like, that thing is just so cool. And then the Q-Rex. Oh my god, the Q-Rex is so fucking cool. He has missiles. He has lasers. Brother, he comes out of a fucking volcano. He looks cool both in Megazord and in fucking Dino mode. He's so cool. Man, Power Rangers Time Force was just still my absolute favorite season. Still have a few of the VHS tapes from my childhood. Like I said, I'm showing my age every time I say that. And all this talk about the 80s and 90s and stuff. It's spooky season, right? What's your favorite scary movie? Personally, I love creature features, brother. Fucking American Werewolf in London, Jaws, The Thing, Alien Cloverfield, fucking Dog Soldiers, 30 Days a Night, The Descent, 28 Days, Weeks, Years Later. I could go fucking on and on and on and on. But I also really fucking love psychological horror. Some indie movies do it best. Stuff like The Void. I don't know if you would say indie about these next ones, but Talk to Me, Weapons, Beyond the Black Rainbow. The Color Out of Space and The Endless for sure are more like smaller indie projects. Yeah, I love absolute mind fuckers of horror movies. Even the so bad they're awesome Sci-Fi Channel creature features. Fucking Piranhaconda, Lake Placid, Sharktopus, Dino Gator. I don't give a fuck what y'all say. Frankenfish is awesome. Fucking Pterosaur, Raptor Island. Bro, remember Raptor Island, brother? Fucking Carnotaur, Hammerhead, Dino Croc. Fucking Mongolian Deathworm. Fucking Manticore, Minotaur. Fucking... what else were there? All the snake ones too, like fucking Boa, Python, Boa versus Python, all the shitty Anaconda sequels. Well, okay, the second Anaconda movie was not that bad. The Hunt for the Blood Orchid, it was not that bad. Hell, do you guys remember Lost Tapes on Animal Planet? That shit was wild. At least for, you know, what was it? When did that come out? I actually don't know. Okay, so it came out in 2008, which I don't believe, because I feel like it came out a little earlier than that. No, it came out on October 30th, 2008. Oh, I feel like it'd be, at that time, I'd be 10. But yeah, even to 10-year-old me, that shit was terrifying. I remember episodes like the Megaconda, the Mothman, Cave Demons, the Hellhound, Strigoi, the Monster of Monterey, the Swamp Creature, Devil Dragon, fucking them last few episodes of like season 3 with the dumbass zombies and the what was it? The fucking Quetzalcoatl, the Aztec serpent god or whatever. If you don't know what Lost Tapes is, it's like a creature features I was talking about earlier, but with the pseudo real, what if this was real energy. The shit that the Blair Witch Project was trying to do in the 90s, which for the most part it worked, because like I said, it scared the shit out of us. I think the only movies that have actually instilled any kind of real fear in me are The Exorcist, Jeepers Creepers 1 and 2, and Signs. Everything else has been like creepy, intense for sure, but those I've had nightmares about over and over. Like The Exorcist is just straight up fucked up. Like no subtlety, just pure nightmare fuel for almost 3 hours straight. It's one of those movies that just stays with you. Jeepers Creepers, the fucking truck alone triggers a fight or flight response in me every single time I hear it. I remember I was visiting someone in Minnesota. My dog just scared the shit out of me. I was visiting someone in Minnesota, and I was just sitting in the hotel alone, and Jeepers Creepers was on, and I was like, you know what, fuck it, why not? And then the part where it had just started, so like, you know, when they're first driving down that road and you see him coming up behind them, I just completely muted the TV. I'm not listening to that, bro. I'm just not. I don't need that kind of nightmare in my head right now when I'm, you know, millions of miles away from fucking home on the other side of the fucking world. I don't need that right now. But bro, signs. I smoke outside a lot. And one of my biggest fears is looking up and seeing some silhouette on my roof or even like my neighbor's roof just staring back at me. That movie burned that image into my brain. Another one I just remembered, Boogeyman. Oh my god, brother. That one starts off with this kid hallucinating in his dark bedroom. Like you ever been a kid and like you're laying in bed and you're supposed to be asleep, but you wake up and you just see like what you think are silhouettes of like pareidolia or whatever, because it's dark, and then you turn on your light and it's literally just your fucking jacket on your chair. Like I've literally woken up at like 3 a.m. one night and I looked at my chair and it scared the shit out of me. Because I was like, oh, what the fuck is that? And I was like, oh, it's my fucking chair. Because it was pulled out just a little bit too far. Like, because usually I tuck my chair in when I'm done for the day. But this time, my chair was just, like, in the middle of my bedroom for whatever reason. I don't know why I didn't question that. Why was it out? You know what? It was probably I was just tired, you know. It's not because a ghost fucking pulled it. That'd be dumb as hell to fucking say. Back to that movie, Boogeyman. He asked his dad to check his closet, and then snatch. The fucking dad just gets snatched away into the closet. Never seen again. And ever since then, I cannot sleep with my closet door even cracked open. It has to be shut. Like, anytime my dad was in my room late at night, I'd just be like, Dad, please, don't go near the closet. Don't go near the closet, please. All this spooky talk about being scared and shit. The last time I was personally terrified was years ago. Probably like 5 years back when I was maybe 21. Me and my girlfriend at the time were driving around our hometown at like 2 a.m. Just fucking blasting Deftones out the windows. Looking for a spot to smoke some weed we picked up from our dealer earlier in the day. And as I was driving, I was coming up on this street that not only has a cemetery down it, but also this abandoned train trestle that has a lot of fucking stories tied to it, from slave owners in the 1800s kicking their slaves off the tracks, lynching them from it, just leaving them tied to the tracks to be hit by oncoming trains. In the 80s, people were reporting like Satan worshippers sacrificing neighborhood pets. And in the 70s, supposedly, a girl maybe hung herself from it, but that one was never confirmed. So my dumbass thought that was a perfect spot to smoke. Because you can climb up and you can walk on the trestle. You just have to not be afraid of heights. So I start driving down this street and she immediately turns to me asking, where are we going? And I just tell her, you'll see. After the slightly long drive down this creepy ass road, when it's dark of intertwining trees, I park, I dig in my trunk for jackets and flashlight as she starts to light a cigarette. And of course, it starts to lightly fucking rain on a night like that. It wasn't anything heavy. It was just, you know, like a light sprinkle. But again, it was raining nonetheless. So she finishes her cigarette, and we start walking to the trestle, because that's the only way that you can get to it. Which is funny, because by day, the whole area is a walking trail. Even I use it to walk my dog, but only in the morning, because I'm never going back there when the sun starts to go down. So we get within viewing distance of it, and I've already seen it. I don't even know how many times. And this was her first time, so she was just, you know, in awe, because it's like, it is a wild thing to look at, and kind of eerie, thinking of all the things that happened. But I'm shining my flashlight around, just seeing anything else but the trestle. And as I'm walking, I noticed she like stopped in her tracks, but I thought she was just, you know, trying to get a good look at it or take a picture, you know, for herself. but in my peripherals, she hadn't moved for a solid second. And so I turned towards her, and she had the most wide-eyed, deer in the headlights expression. I was like, what's the matter? And she just said, babe, don't freak out. There's a guy that looks like Eminem on the other side of the grass. And knowing her, she likes to clown around with me, likes to mess around with me sometimes. So at first, I thought she was just messing with me. But I could clearly see that she was dead serious. So I turned my flashlight in the direction of hers, and I didn't see him at first. But then, there the fuck he was, just caught in my flashlight beam. And he was breathing deep, in and out, in and out, in and out. And his eyes, dude, his fucking pupils, dude, were just wide and red. Standing there for like 15 seconds felt like an entire fucking eternity. Just waiting for him to do anything. And so she whispers, if he comes towards us, just run. Just back up slowly. So we start backing up slowly, still facing him. And sure enough, he took one step out of that grass, and she just yells, run! And we turn to run. And in true fucking horror movie fashion, I trip in the fucking freshly wet dirt from the light rain. And thankfully, adrenaline shot me right back up on my feet, and I started hauling ass. And between my panicked breathing, her screams, my heavy ass footsteps, and my fucking heartbeat pounding in my ear, I couldn't even tell if he was chasing us. But I was not about to turn around and find out. So thankfully, I got within maybe like 20 feet of my car. I get my keys out my pocket. I fucking unlock the car, swing the doors open, swing them back shut, fucking lock it, put this bitch in drive, and I just took off. But I could not help myself. I had to look back. And there he was. In my rear view mirror, sorry, I could not say that for the life of me. He was just lit up in red for my brake lights. And something long and shiny was in his left fucking hand. I don't know what it was, but it was long and silver. I don't know if it was flat. I don't know if it was like round. I could not tell. I just know he had something in his left hand, and it was shiny and long. And so the ride to the nearest IHOP was dead silent. We even sat in complete silence, eating our fucking plates and drinking our coffees, still trying to process what had just happened, what could have happened if we were just a few seconds slower. So we ended up going back home, smoking the weed in my backyard, and talked about what happened until the morning came. Well, that's it for my time on this episode. I want to thank all of you again for helping me hit 100 subs. To some, that might be small, but to me, it means everything. It absolutely does. Watching this channel grow has been amazing, and it's all thanks to you, everyone who likes, comments, shares, and subscribes. So keep doing that, please, and I'll see you in whatever video I decide to do next. So peace out.